about free fall motions and things like that. Also, let's, before we end up this video, let's work out one problem which actually requires you to use acceleration formula in order to solve for the answer. So here is the problem. Suppose I'm going with velocity. Suppose I'm going with velocity equals 25 meters per second. And after 5 seconds, I change my velocity to 40 meters per second. So my second velocity would be 40 meters per second. What is the acceleration? In order to solve for this question, for acceleration in this problem, we need to write out the formula for acceleration, v2 minus v1 over the time, and fill in and basically plug in the numbers and solve for the unknown. Here, acceleration is what we are solving for. And then, so let's just go ahead. A equals v2 40 minus v1, which is 25, over the time, which is 5 seconds. That gives me 15 over 5, which gives me 3 meters per second squared. Now, there could be a case where you are given acceleration, and let's say you are given the time and given the initial velocity, but you're solving for the final velocity. For example, if I ever tell you that acceleration of a car is 3 meters per second squared, and the car is moving from rest, get used to this terminology. Whenever I say starts from rest, it means that its v1 is dead 0 meters per second. So the car starts from rest. I know the acceleration is 3 meters per second squared, and this acceleration is achieved during 20 seconds of starting the car. What is going to be the final velocity after starting from rest, going with the acceleration of 3 meters per second squared, and after 20 seconds, what is the velocity, velocity of the car? So again, acceleration, v2 minus v1 over t. Acceleration is 3. 3 equals v2 that I'm solving for minus 0 over 20 seconds. Therefore, v2 minus 0 gives me v2, right? 3 equals v2 over 20. Now, in order for you to solve this, you either multiply both sides by a 20, and that gives me 60 equals v2. And please remember the units for velocity and anything else that's in physics. In mathematics, we have 60 and we don't need any units for anything, but physics, every single thing matters. The units actually makes a lot of sense. It's meaningful. 60 meters per second, or 60 what? 60 meters or 60 seconds or 60 meters per second squared. You need to write units in physics. So hence, we solve this problem of the car, starting from rest and, having this acceleration of 3 meters per second squared and going after 20 seconds. What is this velocity? Sure, its velocity is 60 meters per second. Okay? In the end, acceleration means how many, so 3 meters per second squared of acceleration, it means every single second, the velocity is increased by 3 meters per second. Okay? That's what it means. So if I'm starting from rest, going with acceleration of 3 meters per second squared, it means For the first second, my velocity is 3 meters per second. Now, the second after that, second number 2, the velocity is again increased by 3 meters per second, and we need to go on with that until we get to the 20th second. And this is how you solve the problem in regards to formula. So stay tuned for the third video on acceleration. Bye now.